Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Mr. Hicks Podcast. We are here getting it in once again, time and time again. Now, I noticed in watching the NFL draft this year that a lot of players that we thought were going to come into the draft decided not to go into the draft. It was particularly highlighted by the quarterbacks. It was supposed to be a really good quarterback draft, and then you have players like Eli Manning and Dante Moore going back to college, something that would have been completely unheard of just a few years ago. But they're not the only ones. You got players like the safety Keon Saab, another one, Carter Smith, the offensive lineman from Indiana, like players that are all-American caliber, all-conference and all-American caliber players who are good enough to be selected in the draft, decided to stay in college. Now, we know with NIL, the money is a lot better than it has been in the past, where, officially, because most of it was under the table. Now it's not, and these players can get absolute money from these collectives, and a few of them actually have some contracts with sponsors. So now that money is good enough, the players don't have to go. They can just stay and possibly improve their draft stock. But the thing that I'm noticing is between bottom of the round 3 to probably around and below, those players are actually more valuable in college football than they are in the NFL. To the NFL, those are college guys who aren't used to the NFL system. They're not as big. They're not as strong. And they're competing against grown men who are very limited amount of spots. But in college, these guys there's 100 or so college football programs. And if you have any eligibility left, and especially if that program has a little bit of money, you could stay in college and play for a few more years, make a little bit of money, possibly increase your draft stock, perhaps get a master's degree. I know not everybody cares about that, but I do, and I hope that more players consider that angle of it. If you never make the pros and you have an opportunity, why not go someplace where you can get a good master's degree and really improve your stock for your earning potential for the rest of your life? But this is how the market economy really should work. Now, these players are looking at the options and going, I could go to the NFL and get cut, or and leave college. Now I'm a restricted free agent, or I was a 6th or 7th round pick, end up getting cut, or I could go to Wake Forest and play offensive line for them for a couple of years, try to increase my draft stock, pick up a little extra money, get a master's degree, and then who knows? But this is the first time in my lifetime that players really have a better option. It's actually a better option for them to not go pro. And I think this is one of the good things about NIL. That's my time. Take it easy.